Okwuchukwu Joachim, Geography and Meteorology, Emery Samuel Inako, Ihegwu mere Samuel Oji, Onwadiochi Ifeanyi Chris, Surveying and Geoinformatics, Adeboye Adeyemi James, Academy Loki Rumse, Anya Diego Prince Charles Chukwemeke, Awe David Suru, Baywood Nkechi Cecilia, Eganamba Juliet Ngozi, Eneda Ifatu Chukwunyelu, Njoko Richard Ebere, Odoyebo Olujimi Fatai, Ojani Kele Willie Augustine, Ola Charity Michael, Omuzribo Chibueze Uzochukwu, Sage Miriam Odegiri, Ukebo Felix Osiyiwe. Yes. With the graduating masters and the postgraduate diploma students of the Faculty of Environmental Sciences stand. The Chancellor said, on behalf of the Board of College of Postgraduate Studies and by the authority of Senate, I present the graduates for the degree of Master of Science and Postgraduate Diploma.
By the authority conferred on me, I admit you to the degree of Master of Science or award you postgraduate diploma in the Nnamdi Azikiwe University.
Faculty of Health Sciences and Technology. Faculties of Health Sciences and Technology. Chancellor, sir, on behalf of the Board of College of Postgraduate Studies and by the authority of Senate, I present the graduates for Doctor of Philosophy in Health Sciences and Technology.
By the authority conferred on me, I admit you to the degree of Doctor of Philosophy of the Nnamdi Azikiwe University.
Medical Laboratory Sciences. Anyanwu Stanley Obialo, Ejike Chinwe Ebele, Emeje Paul Isaac, Essien Uyime Cosmos, Godwin Isaac Okezie, Jeremiah Teresa Awotu, Kenny Ezihuo Stella, Kenny Ezihuo Stella, Madwekwe Jonathan Wadiegwe Amechi, Ngwu Amuche Martina, Obioma Chinwe Favor, Onigwe Festus Wichechukwu, Onyebuchi Desmond Chikezie, Osakwe Omonenyem Nosakere, Osim Ifeanyi Onyema, Ugoji Beatrice Ngozi, Medical Rehabilitation, Okoye Emmanuel Chiebuka, Nursing Sciences, Kaneku Nwamaka Philip, Odibo Linda, Chehonamanya, Odera Chika Chioma, Okafo Christiana Nkiru, radiography, Abba Mohammed, Nkobiri Jordan Flavor, Mora Nnamdi Felix, Okafor Chioma Henrietta, Okoni Imem Edet, Onwuzu Sobechukwu Warwick Iwene, Shem Samuel Lashungo, Sidi Mohammed. What's the name? The masters. With the graduating masters students of the Faculty of Health Sciences and Technology, please stand. Chancellor, sir, on behalf of the Board of College of Postgraduate Studies and by the authority of Senate, I present the graduates for the degree of Master of Science and Postgraduate Diploma.
By the authority conferred on me, I admit you to the degree of Master of Science or award you postgraduate diploma of the Nnamdi Azikiwe University.
Faculty of Law. Chancellor, sir, on behalf of the Board of College of Postgraduate Studies and by the authority of Senate, I present the graduates for Doctor of Philosophy in Laws.
By the authority conferred on me, I admit you to the degree of the Doctor of Philosophy in Law of the Nnamdi Azikiwe University.
Awochiazi Chibike Oreto, Arinze Umobi, Chinemelum Nelson, Efyong Okona Akwa, Ebule Precious Nduburuke, Erebonye Obieshi, Ibe Ikenna Ugochukwu, Ihe diri onye Chizoba Cindy, Israeli Peter Osharambe Obianuju, Kokman Banyana Sylvester, Mbanugo Obinna Onyebuchi, Woba Priscilla Ngozi, Nosike Onyeka Christian, Nwakobi Chidimma Stella, Nwokike Livinus Ifat, Nwosu Deborah Ivie, Nwotite Anita Maria, Nze Ugochukwu Lucia Nnamchi, Mmachi, Obegolu Emeka Jude, Obilo Elisha Wilson, Ojobo Levinus Onyebuchi, Okafor Chinenye Ileanya Ifeanyi, Okane Paulinus Okafor, Osadere Michael Kehinde, Osho Idamobion Derikuma, Theophilus Jared, Onyeronwu Favor Sopuruchi.
Okay, yes. Let's do that.
Nothing people living in. Form behind so that it will be easier.
The masters. Yeah. With the graduating masters students of the Faculty of Law, please stand. Yes, yes. The Chancellor, sir, on behalf of the Board of College of Postgraduate Studies and by the authority of Senate, I present the graduates for the degree of Master of Law.
By the authority conferred on me, I admit you to the degree of Master of Law of the Nnamdi Azikiwe University.
Where's the next one?
Chancellor, sir, On behalf of the Board of the Postgraduate Studies and by the authority of Senate, I present the graduates for Doctor of Philosophy in Management Sciences.
By the authority conferred on me, I admit you to the degree of Doctor of Philosophy of the Nnamdi Azikiwe University.
Abosowan Rachel Eloho. Abachi Vincent. This is Department of Accountancy. Abachi Vincent Onyeneke. Agbata Amaka Elizabeth. Agu Stephen Ikechukwu. Akonye Chinazu. Amuworo Onome Austin. Anyefo Sunday Jones. Azuzu Peace Ukoma. Carl Madawa. Seyabu Chimogu Anselm Nnamdi. Eide Michael. Eze Maria Nwankweke. Eze Ala George. Eze Libe Chizoba Paulinus. Gina Orogo Atu. Godwin Adobe Ozioma. Igbinovia Ikpowase. Ilemena Rachel Okudele. Inyang William Smart. Iron Justin. Airo Ken. Ndobisi Chinedu Jonathan. Ndom Ngozi Blessing. Mweze Leonard Chike. Nwobi Ebele Grace. Oforom Ifeanyi Darlington. Ogodogun College. Emoene. Ojagu Joseph. Ojo Stephen Akinyele. Okerekoti Chinedu Uchenna. Onoja Augustine Abutu. Oriaki Solomon. Osarere. Owuru Ikechukwu Mentor. Oziegbe David Jerry. Ubale Ekata Rory. Ume Valentine Chokwode. Unama Amaka Nkiru. Uniamiko Bo Emmanuel. Yeye Olufemi. Banking and Finance. Abu Noruwa Bowase. Adams Francis Uju. Afolayan Segun Matthew. No. Ehiwale Philip Irabo. Afolayan Segun Matthew. Ibenyenwa Ekene Kingsley. Ego Jude Ale. John Emmanuel Isaac. Kayode Olawale Femi. Ngini Sufficiency Obioma Chukwu. Okeke Chukwunonso Kingsley. Onwudiegwu Mary Nkechinyere. Onyike Sistus Chimezie. Yua Henry. Business administration.
We have in our midst His Majesty Igwe Alfred Nnamdi Azikiwe, the B of Furniture. Abogidi. Abogidi, no. No.
Business administration. Mado Ikemefuna. Musa Ishak. Nnaji Ihedimma Chijoke. Nwatu Chukwuemeka. Nwogwugwu Ngozi Ogechukwu. Ọnụzulike Nkechi Francisca. Onyemesi Chinedu Cosmas. Oyakire Victor Alaba. Aniagu Lorita Ngozi. Echukwu Ifeoma Geraldine. Enemo Nnanyelugo. Chukwubikem. Nwafọ Grace Obiageli. Nwezi Emeka Amechi. Obiadi Jennifer Adobi. Odido Jacinta Irukanne. Ogundibe Abbas Opayemi. Okafo Ifeoma Petronila. Oluwasanya Peter. Oluwa Kayode. Onyeka na-eso John Paul Chinedum. Sotu onye George Mishak. Usman Alhaji. Marketing. Aberola Samuel Niyi. Anyene Vivian Kamsoluchi. Ayodele Adetola Ejiofo Uloma Happiness. Ibrahim Samson. Ifeanyi Chukwu Chioma Delechukwu. Igwe na-azọ Nchekwube Osita. Madumere Humphrey Ikenna. Nwankwo Christian. Nwuba Chibuike Onyeije. Ogun Ode. Philip Olatunde. Okorie Chinyem. Onyeyara Chukwuemeka Ogogo. Otika Udoka Stephen. Uzoka Leonard Onyechi. Public administration. Agbazue Dozie Malaki. Anwuzia Isaac Ozo. Ileanya Kenneth Okechukwu. Mbom Nnamso Ekpo. Nduka Christopher Ndidi. Onyire Sunday Oscar. Obi Yes Mary Virginia. Omotoshe Pius Arowole. Ubo Ifeoma Emanuela. Ukeje Ikechukwu Ogeze. Uzo Ngozi. Ugwu Darlington Ogbonna. No, masters. May I request the graduating students for the degree of master and postgraduate diploma in management sciences to stand. Chancellor, sir, on behalf of the Board of Postgraduate College and by the authority of Senate, I present the graduates for the degree of Master of Science and postgraduate diploma in management sciences.
By the authority conferred on me, I admit you to the degree of Masters of Science and Postgraduate Diploma in Management Sciences.
Yeah. Faculty of Medicine, Chancellor, sir, on behalf of the Board of the Postgraduate Studies and by the authority of Senate, I present the graduates for the degree of Master of Medicine. For the degree of Doctor of Philosophy in Pharmacology and Therapeutics. Yes.
By the authority conferred on me, I admit you to the degree of Doctor of Philosophy of the Nnamdi Azikiwe University.
Just mention the case. May the graduating students for Master in Pharmacology and Therapeutics stand. Chancellor, sir, on behalf of the Board of the College of Postgraduate Studies and by the authority of Senate, I present the graduates for the degree of Master in Pharmacology and Therapeutics.
By the authority conferred on me, I admit you to the degree of Master of Pharmaceutical Sciences of the Nnamdi Azikiwe University.
Faculty of Pharmaceutical Sciences. Dean, stand by my side. That's why it's Dean. Chancellor, sir, on behalf of the Board of College of Postgraduate Studies and by the authority of Senate, I present the graduates for the Doctor of Philosophy in Pharmaceutical Sciences.
By the authority conferred on me, I admit you to the degree of the Doctor of Philosophy of the Nnamdi Azikiwe University.
Anieto Ugonwa Maureen, Opalama Nneoma Ngozi, and that is clinical pharmacy and pharmaceutical sciences, pharmaceutical microbiology and biotechnology. Chigozie Uchenna Victor, Chukwunwi Jem Chidimma Ruth, Ebenebe Ijeoma Ngozi, Ibezim Chiedozie Ngozi, Ifiora Gloria Chinwe, Igwe Joy Ogugwa, Ore Nwabuogo Chukwu Chinekwu, Rowaye Adekunle Babajide, pharmacognosy and traditional medicine. Anwuchepe Amarachukwu, Bruce Stella Omohefe, Ifebi Hope Morris, Nnedum Chinenye Henrietta, Nwankwo Ogechukwu Lucy, Onyeka Ifeanyi Peter, Ukwe Chioma Ifeoma, yes. May the graduating students for the degree of Masters in Pharmaceutical Sciences stand wherever you are. Chancellor, sir, on behalf of the Board of the College of Postgraduate Studies and by the authority of Senate, I present the graduates for the degree of Masters in Pharmaceutical Sciences.
By the authority conferred on me, I admit you to the degree of Master of Pharmaceutical Sciences of the Nnamdi Azikiwe University.
Faculty of Physical Sciences. Chancellor, sir, on behalf of the Board of College of Postgraduate Studies and by the authority of Senate, I present the graduates for Doctor of Philosophy in Physical Sciences.
By the authority conferred on me, I admit you to the degree of Doctor of Philosophy of the Nnamdi Azikiwe University.
Department of Computer Science, Anazia Elumuno Kizito, Chijioke Amaka Immaculata, Ehadike Chioma Oge, Ebe Hadike Chioma Oge, Idu Blessing Nwamaka, John Onyebuchi Gabriel, Obidinno Julius Nwafiri, Obuju Emeka Emmanuel, Ojeyi Emmanuel Obia Julo, Okonkwo Madubueze Christian, Yerokin Oluwatoyi Mary. Geological Sciences, Adomneze David Ogechukwu, Beno Ogwokpe Ogechukwu Anastasia, Chibuzo Nwaife Stella, Ifeanyi Chukwu Kenechukwu Abomma, Onwe Ikechukwu Moses, Onyabo Chinyere Florence. Mathematics, Araka Nnamdi Nonso, Physics and Industrial Physics, Anene Chinelo Rita, Anyezi Joseph Ngene, Isi Pretty Oyibo, Njumogu Chinecherem Great Gloria, Okoye Ikechukwu Francis, Pure and Industrial Chemistry, Araluchie Dozie Chukwuemeka, Arodiobu Francis Uche, Esimai Blessing Gift, Ezodo Emeka Christian, Ijoma Kingsley Ikechukwu, Iloka Genevieve Chinyere, Odimma Stanley Chukwudindu, Okafor Chinyere Emmanuela, Onwuka Chizum. Statistics, Iwagu Chukwuma Emmanuel, Michael Oluboyega Olushela, Oke Uche Chukwu Marius, Oti Eric Uchenna, Orama Kenny Ugochukwu. Yeah. With the graduating master's and postgraduate diploma students of the Faculty of Physical Sciences stand up. Chancellor, sir, on behalf of the Board of College of Postgraduate Studies and by the authority of Senate, I present the graduates for the degree of Master of Science and Postgraduate Diploma in Physical Sciences.
By the authority conferred on me, I admit you to the degree of Master of Science or award you postgraduate diploma of the Nnamdi Azikiwe University.
Faculty of Social Sciences. The Chancellor, sir, on behalf of the Board of College of Postgraduate Studies and by the authority of Senate, I present the graduates for Doctor of Philosophy in Social Sciences.
By the authority conferred on me, I admit you to the degree of Doctor of Philosophy of the Nnamdi Azikiwe University.
Department of Economics. Also, Henry Thomas, DK Jude Okechukwu, Eze Matthew Chinedum, Ihuba Okezie Aloysius, Madoka Olisemeka Dennis, Mwemena Onyinye, Nwanyị Sunday, Mass Communication. Ejobu Chidimma Immaculata, Eze Anyanwụ Chinelo Cornelia, Ikechukwu Linda Nnenna, Nwosu Chibike Julius, Okafor Ekene Godfrey, Okeke Adobe Olivia, Okparachi Ruth Achi, Onyenekwe Ogochukwu Nneka, Department of Political Science. Abaleme Ambrose, Anekwe Sebastian Chukwudozie, Ayogu Brendan Bennett Chibweze, Ebie Sunday Onyekwuma, Ezibe Peace Ijoma, Ihono Omonna Jane Allen, Moses Nnamdi Godwin, Mwabo Samuel Nzubechukwu, Nwokeke Vigilus, Ikemenama, Obiora Collins Chidozie, Oguji Chukwemeka Azubike, Okere Charles Uzoma, Umana Brendan Saturday, Psychology, Chukwemeka Nkechi, Nwanu Ezanya Immaculata, Udeze Cynthia Nwaneka Chidimma, Sociology and Anthropology. Adede Kenneth Umezilike, Ajebu Okechukwu Odinaka, Dawudu Oluwatosin Abigail, Ekebosi Nzubechukwu Christian, Ikonne Ogadimma, Longe Joshua Sunday, Nwangu Chukwuwike Nwanna, Odogwu Joseph Eberotu, Okoli Anne Maria Nkemjika, Opan Samuel Oparocha, Onyebusi Chika Abden. Chancellor, sir, on behalf of the Board of College of Postgraduate Studies and by the authority of Senate, I present the graduates for the degree of Master of Science and Postgraduate Diploma in Social Sciences.
By the authority conferred on me, I admit you to the degree of Master of Science or award you postgraduate diploma of the Nnamdi Azikiwe University.
Yes. May the graduating students of please, with the graduating students of the Unizik Business School, please stand. Chancellor, sir, on behalf of the Board of College of Postgraduate Studies and by the authority of Senate, I present the graduates for the degree of Executive and Master of Business Administration, of Public Administration, of Science and Professional Postgraduate Diploma in Business School.
By the authority conferred on me, I admit you to the degree of Executive and Master of Business and Public Administrations, Sciences, or award you Professional Postgraduate Diploma of the Nnamdi Azikiwe University.
Is it working?
Hello. Thank you very much, Chancellor, Pro-Chancellor, Vice Chancellor. The next item now is installation of emerita professors. Installation of emerita professors of the university. 4 distinguished persons have been listed for the installation. They are Professor Amechi Christy Oyeka from Applied Microbiology and Brain. Professor Amechi Christy Oyeka and Professor Chinwe Antoinette Okaka, Applied Biochemistry. Then we have Professor Nnalo Augustine Ebatu from Pure and Industrial Chemistry. And Reverend Canon Professor Chuka Benjamin Osisioma from Accountancy. Okay. Papa is there. Please. The emerita professors should please come up here for the installation ceremony. And we are commencing with Professor Chinwe Antoinette Okaka from Applied Biochemistry.
The Chancellor, sir, the Pro-Chancellor, appointment as Emeritus Professor. The Governing Council at its 10th emergency meeting held on Friday, 11th March 2022, considered the recommendations of the Senate on appointment of Emeritus Professor of the university and noted that the versatility, competence, and professionalism of Professor Antoinette N.C. Okaka of our Department of Applied Biochemistry, Faculty of Biological Sciences, in the challenging terrain of academics, satisfy the required conditions for the appointment of Emeritus Professor. Consequently, Council approved that you be awarded the title of Emeritus Professor. Congratulations, Prof.
Congratulations, Professor Chinwe Antoinette Okaka.
They should get the compliment.
Okay. Professor Christie. Okay. Professor Nnamdi Azikiwe, Pure and Industrial Chemistry. Is it?
The Chancellor, the Pro-Chancellor, appointment of Emeritus Professor. The Governing Council at its 10th emergency meeting held on Friday, 11th March 2022, considered the recommendations of the Senate on appointment of Emeritus Professor of the university and noted that the versatility, competence, and professionalism of Professor A.N. Eboatu in the challenging terrain of academics satisfy the required conditions for the appointment of Emeritus Professor. Consequently, Council approved that you be awarded the title of Emeritus Professor. Congratulations, Prof.
Yeah, we now have Professor Amechi Christie Oyeka from Applied Microbiology and Brewing.
The Chancellor, sir, the Pro-Chancellor, the Governing Council at its 10th emergency meeting held on Friday, 11th of March 2022, considered the recommendations of the Senate on appointment of Emeritus Professor of the University of Nnamdi Azikiwe University and noted that the versatility, competence, and professionalism of Professor Amechi Oyeka of the Department of Applied Microbiology and Brewery, Faculty of Biological Sciences, in the challenging terrain of academics, satisfy the required conditions for the appointment of Emeritus Professor. Consequently, the Council approved that you be awarded the title of Emeritus Professor. Congratulations, Prof.
Thank you very much, sir. Thank you very much, Vice Chancellor. We now move on to conferment of honorary degrees. Conferment of honorary degrees. Chancellor, sir, by the unanimous decision of the Senate and upon the approval of the Council, it was resolved that an honorary degree of this university, Doctor of Architecture Innovations, be awarded to a distinguished and respected honorary graduate, Chief Architect Donald Arinze Nwandu, Oba II of Enugu Naumuri. May I therefore invite the University Orator to present a citation on the honorary graduate.
This is a citation to be read on behalf of Oba architect, Dr. Donald Arize Wando. Born to the family of late Oba Daniel Arize Wando, a most successful businessman and politician who rose to become mayor of Enugu, the former Eastern Nigerian capital, in 1965, and the late Lady Iyom Susanna Mboibo Wando. Oba Donald Wando is by all standards a successor of his very eminent father. He was educated at government school Awka and the famous Methodist College Uzuakoli, from where he passed his West African School Certificate in 1964. He thereafter proceeded to University Tutorial College, London, obtaining his General Certificate of Education, advanced level in economics, British Constitution, and pure mathematics. He was admitted into Bath University of Technology, UK, to study architecture, but his studies were interrupted by the Nigerian Civil War. He, however, continued his studies at Architectural Association School, London, one of the best and oldest schools of architecture in Britain, through scholarship from Bristol Education Authority, from where he graduated in 1973. He did his postgraduate program in urban development economics with specialization in housing and planning in developing countries at Developing Planning Unit, Bartlett School of Architecture, University College, London. He was a foundation partner of the Concept Design Group, a multiple design group operating throughout Nigeria and responsible for Enugu Master Plan Review with Eco Design of USA, design of the Master Plan for Institute of Management and Technology, that is IMT Enugu, Faculty of Biological Sciences, UNN, General Faculty Building in UNN2, Faculty of Law Enugu campus of the same university, Master Plan and detailed design of Transeculo Housing Project Enugu, Master Plan of Owerri, capital city in conjunction with Fingerholt and Partners of Switzerland, Imo Comprehensive Health Scheme, and so on and so forth. His Omni Environmental Services, a consultancy group with emphasis on management systems, development, and sustainable low-impact construction, has also undertaken numerous projects all over the country. They include, but are not limited to, Army Barracks, Ecom, Waste Disposal Head Office in Ijora, Lagos, Auditorium at Zaria, Aviation Training Center, chapels for the Church of Jesus of Christ of Latter-day Saints at New Haven and Transeculo, Enugu. Similarly, his Danstacha Turnkey Contractors Limited constructed a 500 number 2-bedroom housing unit in Ajokuta Street Township, opened by the late President Shehu Shagari in 1981. It was so impressive that the late president said, quote, "I am pleased to note that all the 13 contractors, both local and foreign, awarded these contracts, that the first to hand over all her 500 units is an indigenous contractor, architect Donald Arize Wando of Danchester Turnkey Contractors Limited." The Oba Daniel Arize Wando Research Center for Architecture is also, in Unizik here, is also an equally a Danchester, Danstacha hallmark. He also established over 1.5 billion naira venture, the MKO Resource and Reparation Center in Falomo, Lagos, a multi-purpose plaza comprising office blocks, bank, shopping and conference center, and exhibition halls. He's also a fellow of the Nigerian Institute of Architects. Oba Wando has represented the Institute in many conferences and seminars all over the world as chairman of the International Committee of the Institute, as well as board member of the African Union of Architects, the Commonwealth Association of Architects, and the Union of International Architects, representing West Africa and Central Africa. Indeed, the ambassador of the Nigerian Institute of Architects. His professional memberships include Association of Consulting Architects of Nigeria, African Union of Architects, Union of International Architects, and Royal Institute of British Architects, as well as American Institute of Architects. In 2020, the Nigerian Institute of Architects recognized Oba architect Dr. D.A. Wando amongst the 50 most influential architects in Nigeria. Likewise, in November 2021, the Enugu chapter of the Nigerian Institute also accorded him an award as one of its 12 prominent architects living. There are numerous awards, many of them chieftaincies and honors galore, like the recent one from NTA Southeast Zone as Distinguished Citizen of the Zone, just to mention a few. He is indeed a distinguished, illustrious, and remarkable son in Latin and a Egregious. The Obatu of Enugu Umunri clan was the traditional prime minister of the town for many years under the leadership of the late Igwe Sita Aguna III, as Enugu Nigu Umunri. Following the traditional ruler's demise 13 years ago, he became the regent of Enugu, a position he has held with dignity until the processes of providing a new traditional ruler for the town, His Royal Highness Saraf Ekpe, was successfully concluded in 2011. In Igbo, he traverses all known ontologies of existence. He is married to Chief Mrs. Dame Iyom Uzo Wando, a politician and community leader. They have 2 children, Princess Adora Wando, an Oxford University England-educated communications practitioner, now a key officer of Bank of America, USA, and Prince Ariz Wando, a graduate of Middlesex University, London, with interest in information technology consultancy, now the operator of the largest asphalt plant in Enugu and asphalt plant manufacturer as well. Donald Wando, as you can see, like myself, is a study in humility, self-disciplined, exemplary marriage is also in his kitty, and family leadership, and above all, commitment to friendship and noble ideals. His hobbies are golfing, traveling, watching tennis and soccer, as well as athletics. I present to you what I will ask his permission to call Mbobaki Biogo, Oduofele, the towering bull that dwarfs other bulls. I present to you the man, architect Dan Wando. A round of applause, please.
Chancellor, sir, please, may I invite you to help to robe the awardee.
By the power conferred on me as Chancellor and the authority of Senate and Council, I confer upon you, our respected Chief Architect Donald Arinze Nwandu, over the 2nd of Enugu, Ukuna Umuri, the degree of Doctor of Architecture Innovations, honoris causa of the Nnamdi Azikiwe University.
Congratulations.
Certificate of this conferment. I will take time to say this indeed is history. We don't have many of such persons that have distinguished themselves in their respective professions and have made impact, great impact, not only on the university, Nnamdi Azikiwe University, but in society as a whole. And we will plead with the younger ones to emulate the character of Chief Architect Donald Arinze Nwandu. Congratulations.
Thank you very much, Chancellor, sir. Chancellor, sir, by the unanimous decision of the Senate and upon the approval of the Council, it was resolved that the honorary degree of this university, Doctor of Development Economics, be awarded to a distinguished and respected honorary graduate, Professor Benedict Oke Orama. May I therefore invite the university orator to present a citation on the honorary graduate.
Now I humbly ask our honoris causa recipient to stand. And this time around, stand near me, sir. This great Igbo son of Nnakwa extraction, Professor Benedict Okechukwu Orama, did his post-primary education at the Merchants of Light School, Awka, where he left with a Division I distinction in his WASC in 1978. And proceeded to University of Ibadan, where he studied agri-econs and left with a 2-1 in 1983. His MSc and PhD saw him at Obafemi Awolowo University, Ile-Ife, where he continued with agri-econs between 1985 and 1991. Columbia Business School was lucky to have him in the USA in 2015 as he bagged his advanced management certificate. Professor Orama started off as a postgraduate fellow, assisting in teaching and research at OAU Ile-Ife between 1985 to 1991. His consistency and quest for tenacious development saw him start humbly as an assistant manager in research with the then Nigerian Export-Import Bank, NEXIM, between 1992 and 1994. From 1994, he served as chief analyst for African Export-Import Bank, Afrexim Bank, and has grown steadily as assistant director through deputy director, director, senior director, executive vice president, and from 2015, the numero uno of the establishment, the president and chairman of the board of directors of Afrexim Bank. Talk about a full general in and with his formidable army. Incidentally, his membership of boards calls like an avalanche of roll calls. Chairman of the board of directors, Afrexim Bank. Chairman of the board of directors, Fund for Export Development in Africa, FEDA. Chairman of the board of trustees of the African Union COVID-19 Response Fund. Member, Practitioners Advisory Board of the Institute for Trade and Innovation, Offenburg University, Germany. Member, Emerging Markets Advisory Council of the Institute of International Finance. Member, Board of Directors, Sustainable Development Goals Center for Africa. Member, International Factors Group, 2014 to 2016. Member, Editorial Board of the Journal of African Trade, JAT, and others. He's a fellow of both Institute of Credit Administration and Chartered Institute of Bankers of Nigeria, a true Magister Economica. This one-time Assistant House Prefect of Merchants of Light, Oba, has to his name another torrent of distinctions and awards. Best all-round graduating student of Merchants of Light, Oba, 1978. The chick that will become a cockerel is easily identified from the cradle. UAC Limited, Nigeria, scholar, University of Ibadan, 78 to 83. OAU scholar as PG fellow, 1985 to 91. Staff Longevity Service Award, both bronze and silver, 29. 20 years Service Golden Award in 2014, and Outstanding Staff Award 2010, all of Afrexim Bank, Cairo, Egypt. African Banker of the Year Award 2017. New York University African Leadership Award 2018. Professor of International Trade and Finance at Adeleke University, Nigeria, 2018. 100 Most Influential Africans, New Africa Magazine, 2019. Africa Renaissance and Diaspora Award presented by the African Diaspora Network, ARDN, New York, 2019. Man of the Year Award, and Africa Diaspora Distinguished Leadership Award, Washington, D.C., 2019. Knight of the National Order by the Cameroonian government, 20. In Nigeria, 2019. This is the point I say, this is a meritorious and deserving personality. And of course, it should attract recognition like barnacles hang on a cheap scale. A consummate researcher, he has participated with the following reputable research networks: the African Economic Research Consortium, Ibadan, Socioeconomic Group, National Network on the Study of Economic Liberalization in Nigeria, and Irrigation Management Network of the Overseas Development Institute, UK, and the International Irrigation Management Institute, Sri Lanka. He has authored 2 full-length books and has 1 forthcoming. He has also contributed over 10 scholarly chapters to books and has over 20 published journal articles and papers as part of his over 40 scholarly publications, and he has developed and presented numerous selected lectures. Of course, he's married with children. My people, Eche Homo Excellencia, behold the man, the formidable, the only person, the president, Benedict Okechukwu Orama. Thank you.
Chancellor, sir, may I invite you to award the degree of Doctor of Development Economics, honoris causa, to our revered Professor Benedict Oke Orama. Chancellor, sir.
By the power conferred upon me as Chancellor and by the authority of Senate and Council, I confer upon you, our respected Professor Benedict Oke Orama, the degree of Doctor of Development Economics, honoris causa of the Nnamdi Azikiwe University. Congrats.
Hello.
I hereby present to Professor Benedict Oke Orama, President and Chairman of Board of Directors, African Export-Import Bank, this certificate of conferment in recognition of your very many achievements and services to humanity all over. May God bless you.
Congratulations, sir. Can we applaud them, ladies and gentlemen? Chancellor, sir, one of the honorees today is Alhaji Aliko Dangote, GCON, who would have received Doctor of Business Enterprise honoris causa at this event, but he wasn't disposed. He has sent his apologies, and our Vice Chancellor and management will take care of that later, sir. Can we applaud Aliko Dangote, ladies and gentlemen, in absentia? Can we raise the bar, please? Thank you very much. Chancellor, sir, we've been joined at this event by some of our respected traditional rulers. His Majesty Igwe Nemeka Fred Achebe Abogidi Onitsha, the Chairman, Anambra State Council of Traditional Rulers. Can we welcome Abogidi? I can. Also here with us with blessings is His Royal Majesty Igwe Kenneth Orizu Igwe Nnewi. He is the patron of the Anambra State Council of Traditional Rulers. Igwe Nnewi Ayekene. We also have in our midst His Royal Highness Igwe Ayofebe Igwe Ifitogware. We also have here His Royal Majesty Obi Dr. Gibson Wosu OON, the capital city of Awka traditional ruler, Awka Kingdom, represented here by High Chief Engineer Ben Okoye, traditional Prime Minister of Awka, Otutu Awka II. We also have here His Royal Highness Samuel Jok and His Royal Highness Paul Taddy. And finally, Chief Dr. JIUKG, the CEO, J.I. Edison International Limited. Want to welcome you. The University Orator, please.
Please, with permission from the Vice Chancellor, may I recognize and call up to this dais Professor Phil E. Okeke Ihejirika, Professor and Associate Chair, Director, Pan-African Collaboration for Excellence, University of Alberta, Canada. Please, if you're here, please come up. Thank you.
Chancellor, sir, for responses, we may have to start with the last to receive. Our own Professor Orama, a great son of Anambra State. Whereupon is here with us. He's representing us at Afrexim Bank very well, representing Nigeria greatly. Okay,
It's not working. Yes, the Chancellor, His Majesty Dr. Da Jacob Giambuba, the Bongwan Jos, and Chair of the Plateau Council of Chiefs. The Pro-Chancellor and Chairman of the Governing Council of the Nnamdi Azikiwe University, Alhaji Bello Isa Modibo, the Vice Chancellor, Professor Charles Esimone, members of the Governing Council here present, members of the Senate, principal officers, faculty members of the university, fellow awardees,
my dear friend who is not here, but who has a message, who I have a message from Alhaji Aliko Dangote, graduates and their families, invited guests, my brothers and sisters who are here, friends and well-wishers, my friends who have traveled from different parts of the country to join us, my colleagues, distinguished ladies and gentlemen. Almost 2 years ago to this day, I was here in this university delivering a keynote lecture titled Unleashing the Power of the Youth. The winds of the COVID-19 pandemic were then beginning to blow, but there was optimism in the air. I'm most humbled to be standing here again, having been found deserving of an honorary doctorate degree by this great university. It is a great honor to be paired with my dear friend, an astute businessman and great African, Alhaji Aliko Dangote, and architect Wando. Very great men, all of them, who epitomize the fruits of hard work, vision, and love for country that we all desire and aspire to. I'm also very delighted to be associated with Nnamdi Azikiwe University, an institution I strongly admire for its innovative approaches to teaching and learning under challenging circumstances. I was deeply inspired by what I saw and learned when I first visited this university some 10 years ago. That visit changed my perspective in many ways. It showed me that the people with an unquenchable thirst for learning and knowledge can effortlessly break into the vault of a trove of wisdom. As a development economist, I saw the beginnings of the emergence of a modern progressive society. Some 10 years hence, this university has produced hundreds of graduates that are redefining the future of Nigeria. From science and technology to the arts and the creative industry, from business and economics to medicine and politics, this university is making an impact. And I also observed something this morning. I've been able to travel to some universities in Nigeria, and I've been worried and continue to worry about the divisions that are beginning to forge in our universities, where our universities are only for people from our area and our tribes. But I was proud today to see so many graduates from all parts of Nigeria. Congratulations. These are early days. This university still has a lot to offer. That is why I feel truly honored that the university has recognized my modest contributions to society. I have devoted much of my adult life to development issues, more precisely, development finance. As I transformed from a child to an adult, it quickly became obvious to me that the central question about development revolved around the pace and level of capital accumulation. It explained who was poor and who was rich. It explained so many other things to me. It explained why Africans were taken as slaves to faraway lands to farm cotton. It also explained to me why some of our people, such as late Dr. Nnamdi Azikiwe, after whom this great university is named, endured a risky struggle to free our country. It became obvious to me also that the greatest contribution I could make to our people would be to help unlock access to capital, to contribute ideas on optimal allocation of the capital, and to have the courage and wisdom to upturn established incumbents. That is why, as president of our Flexing Bank, I make sure every day we run where angels fear to tread. We stand on the premise that our destiny is in our hands. That is why when commodity prices crashed in 2015, and many international banks left Africa, our Flexing Bank stepped in and disbursed over $10 billion to several African countries and commercial banks, including Nigeria. That is why, as the COVID-19 pandemic struck and financing disappeared, our Flexing Bank supported African economies with a $7 billion facility as a way of supporting their pandemic response. And as vaccine nationalism raged and countries denied Africa access to vaccines and the financing to procure it, our Flexing Bank stood behind Africa with a $2 billion facility that supported the procurement of 400 million doses of COVID-19 vaccines, which are being deployed today, including here in Nigeria. We as a bank have said no to a fragmented financial market and launched the Pan-African Payment and Settlement System that is making it possible for intra-African trade to be paid for in national currencies. Before long, we will begin to see our currencies strengthened and our markets better integrated. We are championing the AfCFTA because we believe it is the platform for change for Africa. The role of Dr. Nnamdi Azikiwe played in Africa's struggle for political independence is well known globally. What is less spoken about is the emphasis he placed on economic determination as a critical ingredient for building the new Africa we all want. I will have to say also to add that the struggle he led, both politically and economically, has only just started. We now have to do more. However, today's struggle must be fought differently. As I said here 2 years ago, and I quote again, the revolution sweeping across the African continent today is without bloodshed or conflict. It is peaceful and will fundamentally alter our world, shatter old assumptions, and reshape our lives. It is easy to underestimate, as it is not accompanied by banners or fanfare. The revolutionaries are of different breed. Instead of being trained in military camps, the freedom fighters for this new battle are being trained in technical schools and universities such as Nnamdi Azikiwe University. Instead of fighting in trenches, the battle will be fought in factory floors and technology incubation centers. Instead of guns, the battle will be fought with ideas, hard work, and investments. While bravery was required for the political struggle, courage is a necessity for the economic liberation struggle. Technology are not armed guerrillas. Ideas and not brute force will represent the forces for victory in this new struggle, unquote. I stand on this and believe that one of the instruments Nigeria has to wage this battle is the university such as this one here in Awka. As I mentioned earlier, African Export-Import Bank is one of the foremost institutions that has taken on the mantle and is fighting the battle for the continent today. In addition to contributions, through my work at the bank, I have also authored a number of research and writings focusing on the role of trade and trade finance in development. These writings add to the body of knowledge in development economics and have become very important in recent times, given the rising frequency of episodic shocks which constrain trade and trade finance in Africa. To all the graduating students, I must congratulate you for getting to this point despite difficult circumstances of the last few years. We live in a very uncertain world today, but as leaders of tomorrow, you must learn to find opportunities in uncertainties. The degrees you've earned should only be the beginning of your quest for knowledge. I urge you to be good ambassadors of this great university, wherever you go and in whatever you choose to do. Every one of you is important in the battle to improve the economic fortunes of the continent. I'm sure that, like me, you are all inspired by stories like Flutterwave, a fintech company here in Nigeria, set up by young people in 2016, which is now valued at more than $3 billion, a valuation bigger than almost all Nigerian banks. And I'm sure that you all know about Alhaji Aliko Dangote, who through prudent risk management, dint of knowledge and hard work, has built a formidable business that is the second largest employer in Nigeria after the government. He has single-handedly made Nigeria a net exporter of cement, a significant producer of rice and sugar, and has just opened one of the largest urea fertilizer plants in the world. When his refinery comes on stream, it will have the capacity to supply the entire Gulf of Guinea. Next, every one of you will become an entrepreneur. It's not every one of you that will become an entrepreneur, but in whatever field you find yourself, you must work hard to excel. At this juncture, I would like to express my deepest appreciation to the university for the high honor, and in particular to the Council, Senate, and Vice Chancellor for making this possible. I'm acutely aware that with the honor comes the corresponding obligation to advance the interests of humanity and Africa in particular in the areas of my calling. In everything we do, we have to be inclusive and touch all our brothers and sisters. I'm therefore pleased to announce today that following the application we received from Professor Biozo, the head of the Center for Disability, Afrexim Bank had decided to award a grant of 56 million naira to enable that center to train disabled people. I will also discuss with the Vice Chancellor to agree modalities for up to 3 internship spaces for UNIZIK students at Afrexim Bank. Permit me to also thank the university for the grant of land my foundation applied for use in developing a heritage center for preservation and promotion of Igbo culture, history, and entrepreneurship, and promoting the relationship between the Igbos and all the tribes and cultures in Nigeria and the rest of Africa. We will work in earnest to operationalize this center. Let me also take this opportunity to pass on a message from our friend, Mr. Aliko Dangote. He was planned to be here, scheduled to be here, but something developed just yesterday, making it impossible for him to join us. But he has asked me to announce today that he will build 2 hostels with a capacity of 190 each, and equip it with all it needs, including beds and all the facilities that are required. And he has actually designed it, and I will be passing the documents to you. As I close, I would also like to thank my wife, my family, to whom I dedicate this honor. I would also like to thank my brothers and my sister, my in-laws, relatives, colleagues, friends that have joined me here for their continued show of support and for witnessing this momentous event today. It gives me a great joy to have you all around me as I receive this honor from near home. And honor of this nature from home is resounding. I thank you because it means a lot to me. Thank you very much.
Chancellor, sir, distinguished ladies and gentlemen, a deserved applause for our great son of Africa, A man we are proud of representing us at the Afro-Exim Bank, Professor Benedict Orama. A lot of goodwill here for the university. It's a great one, and we need to applaud him once again, ladies and gentlemen. In addition to that, he represented one of Africa's best, Alhaji Aliko Dangote, with lots of offers here, ladies and gentlemen. Another applause for Dangote himself, an icon in the business world. At this point, my Chancellor, Vice Chancellor, sir, distinguished ladies and gentlemen, let us also invite our great son, a son from Enugu Numeracy clan, Chief Architect Donald Wando, Oba Enugu II, Numeracy Enugu, Doctor of Architecture Innovations, Honoris Causa, Nnamdi Azikiwe University. Oba Iba Itoni Oba. Ochukwanuri echi. Ofroko si aga idegem ni idegem. Imana otogenya ni vembe. Oh yes. Obodogu. Mbodi keke ibo. Akwa kari anono. Okwa na kera. Oba.
I'm already suffocating in this garment, they call gown. I'm happy that an erudite professor has already come before the awardees to virtually represent us and cover all the speeches. Protocols must be observed. Happily, he also has established all the protocols. So I beg to stand on the existing protocol. But there are traditional rulers. I must always differ. I salute, I bow, I tremble. Wom, boss. Jacob Kuba, my greetings with your wife. The Pro-Chancellor, the Chancellor, the past Chancellor, I greet all of you. All the professors, all the academicians. You know, we architects, we are not talkers. When my wife was asking me, where is my speech? I said, what speech? That I'm here only to thank for what God has done and what he has used some people to do. It was Professor Ahanoku who was like the door, and Professor Charles was the key that opened that door to let Oba Wando into the ivory tower. I am not new to honorary degrees, but I refuse to carry them because they were cash and carry honorary degrees, which there are price tag, you bid and you buy. So I have not been able to carry that, but to carry the honorary degree of the great Zik of Africa, whom my father worshipped, adored, and followed, and whom I also worshipped, adored, and followed. This is the climax of my career. Incidentally, I started my schooling here in Awka at the government college of government school, Awka. That's where I started at the age of 5. And what a coincidence that the culmination of my career is also ending in Awka here. So I thank the Almighty God. I thank everyone. I am receiving this honor on behalf of my late father, Oba Daniel Arize Wando, and the whole Wando clan who have helped, encouraged me,
and also followed me. When the family was about to decide that we should do an endowment to a university in our place, our late father was the venture contractor that built University of Nigeria in Nsukka. And all sentiment was to endow something at UNN in Nsukka. But somehow, there was something, we said that charity begins at home. Let us start from our home base and do something at UNIZIK. Then, if God willing, we may extend it to UNN. And that's why and how we have been able to endow that monument, the Architectural Research Center, which has been finished, and which the family decided, in order to commemorate our late father's demise 41 years ago, that we should beg the university to please adjust so that it can be commissioned on the 5th of May, which was when our late father departed to the underworld. So I beg your pardon. I hope you haven't accepted yet, but we are now accepting. Thank you very much. Thank you very much. Sorry for the inconvenience and disappointment. When the heart is full, the fierce words are the best. I am overwhelmed, really overwhelmed. It's been a long journey. It's been a long association, but I am delighted that this day has come to pass. This day has come to pass. It seemed as it will be unending and unending. Usually, this type of opportunity, you're expected to say what you are going to do for the university. But we have already done for the university. So what can I say? What can I say, Awogidi? We have done for the university already. But as it will be, God willing, and by the grace of God, the Wando family, we have built and given the block to the university. But there remains a few things to make the place operational. This I will try with my friends to see what we can do in order to make that place functional. I thank everyone, all the awardees and all the graduates for this great convocation. There was a time we didn't know it was going to hold because of the UNIZIK strike. And even a lot of my people, even my traditional ruler was supposed to be here. And the news did not come in time that it's going to hold. So, but come as it may be, there's somebody in the crowd who was my mentor. Is the headmaster or the teacher I lived with. He was a young, not a graduate. He just finished his high school in CIC and was teaching there. And my late father never believed that his sons will live with him. He believed in sending us out. So when my master in Awka left, I thought I was going to gain my freedom to live and enjoy my family. But it wasn't to be so. He discovered another relation, Engineer Ben Wacha and his wife. He's here. And I was taken to his home to be tutored so that I can gain entrance to secondary school. And I'm very grateful that he has followed me
He has tutored me. Even when we were in UK, when I was doing architecture, he was following after my progress. So I thank him, and I will want to recognize him. Please, when on watch, wherever you are sitting, just stand up and be recognized. There are so many other people who have played roles in my career. That's him. He's a mathematician. He went to University College in Ibadan. Eventually, he turned to an engineer, a very reputable engineer. In fact, the expressway from the airport to Abuja is the consultant, Ben Moses and Associate. I've been notified that I'm exceeding my time, and but I must also use the opportunity to recognize the Abogidi, because when I was the regent carrying Enugu load, I knew any problem, I come to you and you will console me. So I held that position through the help and assistance of people like him. Thank you very much, sir. My time has exhausted, and my wife, I must thank you for standing behind me. They say behind every successful man, there is a woman. When I married, okay, so I shouldn't say. Okay, I vowed. I raised my case. Only that we took a decision that any major decision, I will take it. And all the minor decisions will be taken by her. Since our marriage, there had never been any major decision. So I have not taken any decision whatsoever. I thank you all.
Music has brought out a lot from him. My Chancellor, sir, Your Majesties, we would like to welcome a former governor of Anambra State, has just joined us, the humble His Excellency, Mr. Gregory Onwubuasi Obi Okutendibo. Can we appreciate him? His Excellency Peter Obi, want to welcome you, sir. And is one of, Peter Obi, sir, is one of our presidential hopefuls in this country. Oh, yes. He's one of our presidential hopefuls. Nigeria is so beautiful today that we need to be very careful. Thank you very much. Next is the registrar of the institution, Barrister Philomena Okoye.
Thank you very much, sir. Chancellor, sir. May I now invite the visitor, His Excellency Muhammadu Buhari, GCFR, President and Commander-in-Chief of the Armed Forces of the Federal Republic of Nigeria, here represented by the visiting Professor NUC, Professor Abdullahi Ribadu, to present his address to the convocation.
Your Excellency, the brand new governor of Anambra State, who is not physically here, but I believe is with us in spirit. Members of the National Assembly here present, members of the state legislatures here present, the Chancellor, Nnamdi Azikiwe University, His Majesty Jacob Gyang Buba, CON, the Bongom Jos, and Chairman Plateau State Council of Chiefs, His Excellency, former Governor of Anambra State, Mr. Peter Obi, Chairman Council of Chiefs, Anambra State, and other traditional rulers here present, the Pro-Chancellor and members of the Governing Council of Nnamdi Azikiwe University, Vice Chancellor and Principal Officers of Nnamdi Azikiwe University, immediate past Vice Chancellor of Nnamdi Azikiwe University, Professor Haineku, Vice Chancellors or their representatives from other universities, my lords, spiritual and temporal, your Royal Highnesses, esteemed guests of the university, members of Nnamdi Azikiwe University Senate and congregation, the academic and administrative staff of Nnamdi Azikiwe University, alumni of Nnamdi Azikiwe University, gentlemen of the press, distinguished ladies and gentlemen. Before I read the visitor's speech, I want to extend the felicitations of the Honorable Minister of Education, Malam Adamu, and the Executive Secretary of the National Universities Commission, Professor Abubakar Adamu Rashid. I now read the address of the visitor. As you can see, I'm wearing only one cap, but if you look very well, you see 3 caps. Yes, the cap of the ESNUC, the cap of the minister, and above all, the visitor's cap. So, but it's only one cap that is here. I'm delighted to address this gathering on the auspicious occasion of the 15th and 16th combined convocation ceremonies of Nnamdi Azikiwe University, Awka. I rejoice with the governing council, the Senate, management, and entire members of the university community on this memorable occasion. I felicitate with the graduates, their parents, guardians, and well-wishers. After years of academic toil, these graduates are now being released into the larger world with vast opportunities and challenges. In today's contemporary times, we live in an age where the holders of academic certificates should fortify themselves with the acquisition of functional skills for sustained employability in the private and public sectors. I'm aware that Nnamdi Azikiwe University has well-articulated skill acquisition programs, which if the students take opportunity of, would provide them soft landing upon graduation. As you are aware, the federal government has initiated various intervention programs aimed at creating employment opportunities for young Nigerian graduates. It must, however, be borne in mind that employment generation for teeming Nigerian youth is not an exclusive task for the federal government alone. I therefore invite other stakeholders to join hand with the governments at various levels in expanding employment opportunities for Nigerian youth. The universities themselves should join in this effort by continuously reviewing the curricula of their various academic disciplines to make them relevant to the needs of the various sectors of the Nigerian economy. Distinguished ladies and gentlemen, let me reiterate to our universities and other tertiary institutions of learning the imperativeness of adjusting to the ever-changing demands of the modern world by encouraging impactful education that will bring about sustainable development. Universities should be the vanguard of research, teaching, and community service in line with their tripartite mandate. Our ivory towers as citadels of learning should take the lead in championing demand-driven research that will serve the society in making human lives better and enriched. It is noteworthy that our advancement as a nation will be driven by a robust human resource base and collective determination to do our best in guaranteeing a peaceful and stable future for Nigerians through quality education. At this juncture, I heartily congratulate today's honorary degree awardees, whose distinguished contributions to the socio-economic advancement of Nigeria has earned them these honors. Today's recognition through the conferment of honorary degrees should challenge them to do even more for the advancement of the Nigerian society. I commend the Governing Council, management, and entire staff of the university for promoting peace and tranquility in the university. Although the academic calendar has been periodically punctuated by bouts of industrial actions by university staff unions, I wish to assure you that the federal government is committed to industrial harmony in our educational institutions and shall continue to dialogue with the staff unions for amicable resolution of their grievances. I therefore appeal to the university staff unions, particularly the academic staff union of universities, ASU, to tread softly the path of incessant strikes in preference for dialogue as a way of tackling the multifarious challenges confronting the socio-economic development in Nigeria. In the same vein, I urge students to shun violence and other forms of social vices which are inimical to attainment of academic excellence. At this point, I wish to reemphasize the commitment of the federal government in promoting tertiary education to a high pedestal of functionality. Beyond the annual and recurrent capital allocations to universities, government is also making various interventions, particularly through TED Fund and the needs assessment interventions to improve funding of physical infrastructure, project maintenance, information and communication technology, ICT, entrepreneurship, and special high-impact projects, library, academic staff training and development, and research. Furthermore, some universities, including Nnamdi Azikiwe University, have been made centers of excellence in designated academic disciplines and backed up with special funding. Before I conclude this address, let me reassure all the graduates and parents that the future is bright in spite of the economic downturn across the world. As fresh graduates, you should think out of the box to see how your discipline and general education will enable you to create a niche for yourself in order to move the nation forward. It is pertinent to inform you about the role of information and communication technology, ICT, as a gateway skill without which a person's likelihood of finding employment would be significantly reduced. It is interesting to note that in the recent years, the placement of job vacancies by the employers of labor has largely moved from print media to the internet and web-based platforms. The internet has created new opportunities for job seekers to access more easily and cheaply a wide range of vacancies than before. It is against this background that I urge the graduates to increase their employability prospects by developing ICT skills for increased access to a range of career information and guidance that are relevant to the world of work. Once again, I commend the Pro-Chancellor and other members of the Governing Council, the university management, led by the able Vice-Chancellor, for the infrastructural developments going on in the various campuses and premises of the university. Finally, I congratulate the graduates, parents, guardians, and other well-wishers for the journey so far. It is my prayer that your labors will not and shall not be in vain. Thank you, and God bless you all. Long live the Federal Republic of Nigeria. Long live Nnamdi Azikiwe University, Awka. Thank you.
Thank you very much. Chancellor, sir, we are now on to the closing ceremonies. The university choir will lead us in the national anthem. National anthem, please. No, it's after the prayer. The national anthem, please. University song. Thank you very much. May I now invite Barrister Ibrahim Osman Al Arab to say the closing prayer.
أعوذ بالله من الشيطان الرجيم بسم الله الرحمن الرحيم. In the name of the Lord, the beneficent, the merciful. Shall we pray, please? Lord, we appreciate you and we thank you most sincerely for making this event a very successful one. Oh Lord, we really appreciate you and we thank you for providing the enabling environment for this wonderful occasion. Oh Lord, we thank you for making it possible for the organizers of this event to organize a very befitting ceremony that is so far one of the best I've ever come across. We thank you for that, Almighty God. We also thank you for making it possible for all the dignitaries to attend this occasion successfully. And we also pray that all the dignitaries that have attended this occasion shall depart to their respective homes very, very safely. May God conduct you all to your respective destinations. May God help the university and its one fantastic management, the Vice Chancellor, the other management team. May God help them continue to render services to this fantastic university. May Allah in his own infinite mercy conduct you all, our traditional rulers, our distinguished invitees, our graduates. We all thank you very much for coming, and we also pray that you depart to your respective home peacefully. We all ask this one in the name of the Lord, God Almighty Allah. Assalamu alaikum.
Thank you very much. May I respectfully invite the Chancellor to declare the convocation closed.
I now declare the convocation closed.
Thank you. Please, very quick announcements. Everybody on this podium with the Chancellor, Pro-Chancellor, Vice-Chancellor, council members, and all royal fathers, highnesses, and majesties will be entertained at the VC's lodge. They'll be entertained at the VC's lodge. All other special invitees will be entertained at the tents in front of the admin block. All guests of Professor Orama, our awardee, will be entertained at the ASU Secretariat. Please let us remember that now as we leave. The procession will follow this order. The university community? The tent, please. The university community at the tent. The assembly will remain standing as the procession retires. In this order, the next bearer. Then the visitor, the chancellor, the pro-chancellor, the vice-chancellor, the members of the governing council, the registrar and secretary to council, and the university orator.
Yes, check 1, 2. Check 2.